Okay, boys, so with my four 290Xs, water-cooled, the newest, I want to say it's the 14.6 AMD mantle driver. You know, I got all my cards water-cooled and overclocked, and right now I just got my highest score yet, 16718 on Firestrike Extreme. Zoom in so you guys can see the scores a little bit better. You know, I was pushing it hard, a little bit of fragmentation, but not bad. Nothing like I was worried the cards were going to crash during the run at all. Here's just, you know, the web page that pops up. Here's some of my results I was having before. Let's see. So this one actually beat my last one by almost 1,000, which is great. This is just a regular Fire Mic score, or a Firestrike score. You know, I have my share of crashes, and you know, I was trying to do an overclock, and wasn't really coming up with much better. I was happy with this 15, 7, 16. Then I just got this score, and it really blew that one away. You know, 1,000 points on an overclock, and it's hard to get the four cards working good together. I got one card Sapphire with Hynix memory, 1 GB WinForce with Hynix memory, and 2 GB WinForce with Elpedia memory. And I've been thinking about just flashing the BIOS. Actually, I flashed all of them so far except the Sapphire, and you know, that one of my cards has Hynix memory. It thinks it has Elpedia, but I heard you can use the ASUS Direct CU2 drivers. It doesn't specify if it's Hynix or Elpedia, and I'm probably just going to try to flash all the cards with either a Sapphire BIOS or the ASUS BIOS. Here's a little bit of some of my voltages and temps. Let's see, let's go to the top. I got one card that runs hotter than the others. It's usually card number 3. It's at 38, or no, you know what, it's card number 2. It's at 39 right now. The first card, of course, is the highest. Let's see, what else? And then I just have it overclocked. I'll show you guys what I had the clock speed at. This is what you need for the 290X. If you don't have the 3.0 beta afterburner, you cannot use let's see, the core voltage will be locked, and the auxiliary voltage, which in AMD cases, this pop-up is where I learned it. It says that the auxiliary voltage is for the memory, where the core voltage is for the GPU core, of course. So I have, you know, I basically just have it maxed out. It's not even like really precise. Core clock 1189, memory clock 1475. I keep the fans just where it is because I don't have fans on them. 1678. It's not the best, and I don't know how, you know, these guys in the goddamn Hall of Fame get a goddamn Firestrike score of this. Let's see the Hall of Fame. Okay, so someone's still getting much better than me. I may have actually, you know, I probably could get in here looking at these scores. I just have a mantle driver going, so it won't let me go in with it. But I might try just to get up on here, you know, just for a little rep, a little something to brag about. It would be nice to see my name up there, you know, even if it is only the top 100. I know I can beat this motherfucker right here. That ain't no goddamn problem. And then these 3-way SLIs, you know, this guy didn't even know what he was doing right here. And, yeah, so I'm going to be up here one of these days pretty soon. I've actually been looking at the firestrike ones and saying, well, how do these motherfuckers get, you know, twice as much as me? You know, 33,000 when I can only get my 16,718. But yeah, no, things are going good. Here's a little bit more information. Core clock 1189. Memory is at 1465. I want to actually say my memory was higher than that. Let me take a look. Yeah, I had the memory at 1475. I don't know why it's reporting this. It doesn't really matter to me. And then I got my 3930K processor. I got it at 4.4 gigs, or megahertz. No, gigahertz, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then I'll just show you guys my system real quick again to give you a good idea. I mean, these are all my screens. This is where I chill, and I'm gonna, you know, upgrade this case pretty soon. That's why I kind of have everything haphazard, but I have this radiator strapped to the handle up here with a couple zip ties. I got my Noctua fans and a couple thermal take, and then the back of the case looks like shit. Got them on my toys anyway. Splitter off a Molex, and that's about it. I also, and then here's the cards. Here's the money shot. There's the top card is a Sapphire, while all the bottoms are a WinForce 290X, and all I had to do to make them work with the card, because it's still pretty basic PCB, but not really. I just had to remove one of the mounting. It's kind of like a stud with a you know, a screw can go in the back of it. It's kind of hard to explain, but I just removed one of those. It twisted out. I thought I might have to grind it down, but it worked pretty good. So I got those four. I got my 1500 watt power supply and my 3930K. I actually have the pumping into the first card and then going through all of them, where I know I could run it in I guess a parallel instead of a series, and be pumping through all the cards at once and out into the GPU or the CPU. I might try this in the future. I may try to redo the second card here. I may switch this second card up to the first position, even though this first one got me quite a great overclock. It was about 150 more on firestrike Extreme than the other cards would get, where it's really not that great, and I wasn't using the beta afterburner, but I was getting around 5,185 max, and then with this Sapphire one, not overclocked, I was beating all these ones overclocked. But I'm just starting to learn, you know, where these cards like to be. And then this is my fifth card over here. This is the card I didn't decide to use. It actually did score, if I can read this, 5,185, and that's the overclock I used on the newest version of Afterburner. 50 plus on the power, 110 on the core, and 1335 on the memory. This is a WinForce cooler. It really sucks. It's so goddamn loud. Fucking yeah, I'm pretty disappointed, but it's not that bad. I just have a very high expectation of where I'd like, what I'd like it to do and what I'd like it to overclock with. You know, it has a little heavier duty components with it compared to the stock cards, and yet I don't know if it's the BIOS or what's up, but it's not recommended, to say the least. Go with Sapphire, MSI, I'd probably go with an MSI 290X Lightning. Fucking, those things are beast as hell. But, you know, it's too late for me to do that. You know, maybe you can do that when you're putting your two quad crossfire 290Xs together. And I just got I had some clear liquid I got from Primo Chill, and then the rest is just distilled water. It takes about a half gallon of water. It took this much plus this whole entire bottle, which is actually a decent amount. I'd say it takes a little more than a half gallon to fill up this system, and then eventually, very soon, I will be getting another radiator, either for the topper or rad box. But you know, I'm happy with the system. I play Battlefield 4, plays nice, play some Kerbal Simulator, you know, Kerbal Space Simulator, a little Metro Last Light lately. It was on sale on Steam for $10, so couldn't pass that one up, the complete edition. Play some Chivalry. I play, what else do I like? I'm into a lot of simulations, not EA simulations like SimCity and that garbage. I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan. The game feels locked down and boring to me, but you know, to each their own, and if you're into it and you have fun, then that's what counts for you. Yeah, so this is the system. This is what I think about at work all day long, and I have my extra card in case one ever fails. Hopefully I won't have to upgrade for a while. I bought these cards. They were all around $750 a piece at the time. You know, that's $3,000 worth of cards, almost $4,000 when you count the fifth card. And then the water, my whole water cooling setup was actually close to $1,000, believe it or not. The res was probably like 50, radiator was 100, block was 80, all the blocks on the cards were 120, the pump was 100, the tubing was 25, gone through a couple things of coolant, quick disconnects, the fittings add up quick. I got 2 things of Monsoon compression fittings. I really fucking like these boys, they work fucking great. You know, never had a leak at all. I got these fucking Enzotech ones, you can't even see it, but got these off of Newegg and they sucked. They were hard as shit to screw on. And I do mechanics and I got pretty strong hands, and it was all I could do. I had it, it was leaking from right here, and it was all I could do to really twist it tight enough. These ones probably could go for another turn or two, because this shit gets like bath water after I've been doing it for a while. Yep. Okay, boys. Hopefully next time we'll be able to throw some benchmarks up. Something a little more interesting than me jabbering on the whole time. Alright, see you boys.